Hey guys, how's it going? So, today's video is Star Wars dead? The simple answer to me is no. Um, I don't think it is. I honestly don't believe it will be anytime soon. The Last Jedi did bring down its popularity, but the true strong fan base still holds strong. And yeah, I really don't see it dying anytime soon. Now, The Rise of Skywalker may have ended the main saga, that is true. And it did get a Rotten Tomato score of 88% from the fans, which is pretty solid, if I would say so. And to be honest, I actually enjoyed the movie. Like, I would give it probably, like, for what they had to work with coming off of The Last Jedi and having to rectify a lot of the wrongs done in that movie. I think they did the best with what they had. It was real fast-paced, intense, made Kylo the stronger force, which makes sense in this one since he's better trained and more knowledgeable and overall a powerful person as is. There's a lot of action, a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of things I didn't like, and there's a lot of things a lot of people didn't like, and I understand why it gets a bad rep. But for what J.J. Abrams had to work with, I think this movie did fine. And a lot of fans did too. I think a lot of people are just scared to admit that they enjoyed the movie because it gets so much backlash. They have a lot to work with, though, coming off of this movie, even though it did, like I said, in the main franchise, or the main Skywalker saga. They have the option to potentially go back and go through some of Kylo Ren's stories and his ventures if they want to. It might be tougher to do, but it's a possibility. They can do that if they would like to. Along with that, they could also go off a Rey's storyline, since Rey is actually still alive. We know that she buried the lightsabers. She buried Luke and Leia's lightsabers. She built her own yellow lightsaber. There's kind of like foreshadowing a potential future for her character and for the franchise, because I know there are rumored films in 2021, 23, and 25. It's set to be another trilogy, is what I've heard. And I'm assuming they're probably going to base it off of Rey and some of the main characters, and then probably introduce some new blood here and there. Bring in like a new breed of Jedi, new characters, because they were talking about the spread of the Force, and that seemed like a big thing that they were going through in The Last Jedi. But like I said, they scrapped a lot of stuff going into The Rise of Skywalker. Now, I will say that one of the most underutilized characters was probably Finn. He was my favorite starting off before I really got attached to Kylo. In the first movie, he seemed like this super badass guy. I mean, he's like a ex-stormtrooper breaking away from their brainwashing, force sensitive, wielding a lightsaber. And then the next two movies, all he could do was scream Rey's name and be helpless. So I'm hoping maybe they, if they do decide to stick with some of the main characters, that he is one of them, and then they can kind of rectify the wrong they dealt his character. And John Boyega is a fantastic actor. So that if they gave him some credible, or he's credible, and if they give him some good scripts and a storyline, he's going to produce. So that's also another potential that it could go down. That's another path. You also have The Mandalorian Season 2 coming in the fall of 2020, I believe, which I'm a big fan of The Mandalorian. The first season was great. Baby Yoda's great. Solid storyline, like 35 to 38 minute episodes. I would like them to be a little bit longer, but it keeps you wanting more, which is good. A lot of cool characters, a lot of storyline that really draws people in. It's giving The Mandalorian overall story a little bit more credit, and building the fan base a little bit more, which I think is amazing. Then you also have the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show that's coming on Disney Plus. So I think we're gonna get probably a few seasons out of that one at least. You're gonna have Ewan McGregor coming back, who's a fantastic actor. Everybody loved him as Obi-Wan. You're getting a new young casting of Luke, from what we've heard. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of adventure and crazy stuff that happens down that storyline. Probably more lightsaber fights, some of the old foes that we've seen before in TV shows and other movies that Obi-Wan has to fight and protect Luke from. Just a lot of branch offs, The Mandalorian, this potential of Hayden Christensen coming back and playing Anakin Skywalker. As well as this, you have more Clone Wars. Clone Wars is a great animated TV show. You have the Rebels. There's always potential to add on more and more to any of these. Then you can move into the game realm. Jedi Fallen Order just came out. Top-notch review. Gameplay's sick. Canon storyline. They can just keep pumping out more games. Follow the same storyline. I'm hoping that they just add a little bit more customizability. But, I mean, they could do another Battlefront game. They could do another branch off of the Fallen Order game. There's actually a lot of possibility, and it keeps me excited, and as a Star Wars fan, I'm really happy to see stuff like this. Because it gives you a little bit of hope. There was kind of like a downside in The Last Jedi that brought a lot of fans kind of away from the franchise, and I think that's a big reason as to why the whole Han Solo movie that came out didn't do too well. But I think there's a lot of possibilities, like in The Last Jedi, there were some things like this kid here, how it explained like more and more people were becoming force sensitive, and the rebels were building, and there was a lot of open-ended kind of plot lines they could go down. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited. There's a lot of potential to dwell deeper into a lot of these main characters' storylines, a lot of past characters, little side adventures, deeper into the Force, maybe dive into what Palpatine was doing, unless they are completely done with Palpatine and his story. Yeah. So I think we have a good potential for the future. I'm excited. I really am. I don't think Star Wars is dead. I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon. I think there is a vastly growing fan base that is gonna keep it alive via TV show, movie, books, video games. You have some solid new characters that people really have come to love over the years. No matter how much you may have hated or loved the movies. And yeah, may the Force be with you, and give me your comments on the potential for the Star Wars franchise down below, and any tips on things you'd like me to change. I know I get a little scatterbrained sometimes. I'm still new to this whole thing. I normally film these videos like 2 or 3 times and try to like condense it down and say less and follow like a little script type deal. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and may the Force be with you.